Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here with another episode of Mini Mondays. Yes, Mini Mondays. I love mini blocks. And today we have a PDF with four different fishes on it. And they're just going to be just really cute and fun. And they all are 3-inch finish, but they're... I just have so much fun doing these. I don't know why we didn't do this sooner. I should have done this sooner, but it's so much fun. Anyways, before we get into this, let's do our shout out. The Quilting Camper, Scott at the Quilting Camper is on my, I found him just recently. We're filming this at near the end of February. So I'm not sure when this will air. So I found him and I thought, I'm going to write him down, hit the subscribe button. So his YouTube channel is going to be in the show notes below. It's so important to get into those show notes because there's so many things going on in there that you got to do. We do Zoom sew dates. Now the dates are going to be listed in the show notes. You must get into the show notes. We also please share, like, and subscribe. Send your friends, your quilting friends, our YouTube link. Hit the thumbs up and also hit that bell so you don't miss any content. Also, making comments helps our analytics and it helps move us forward so we can continue bringing you free content. We have a Facebook group. We are having so much fun in there. And you guys, the link is there. If you're part of the Facebook community, come on and join us. Also, I speak for free to quilting groups and quilting guilds over Zoom only. And we have a lot of fun doing those too. And you can, if you want to get hold of me and find out when I'm available, please go to the YouTube channel, go to the About tab because that's where my email is, or you can private message me through the Facebook group. That's fine. Also, if you guys are finding shout-outs or people that are just starting out when doing quilting videos and you think they need some help out, please email me those as well or private message me through the Facebook group. I'd be happy to give them a shout-out. You know, I remember what it's like when starting out and it's hard. Also, I am currently sewing on Spring Fling with strings. And like I say, we're filming this at the end of February. So that is going to be the next sew along that we're doing on our channel. And that one, I'm using up a lot of strings. I was really impressed with that. Then right after that, there's going to be a little bit more other free content. And then Quilt Bingo will come after that. And that's a skill builder. But anyways, I think we're done talking about all the stuff we need to talk about. So come on in, let's get to the sewing of fish. Okay, we're at the sewing machine and fish. You got 4 different kinds of fish here. So, I mean, the PDF is going to be in the show notes. Now let me grab my paper scissor and I'm just going to cut out the simplest one. Because I think you guys, you know, by the time you play around with these, and there's some pretty cool fish. And I've got, like I say, I picked up a paper scissor at the thrift store for $1.50 and I was like, wow, okay, that's a good price. I can afford that. So here's our basic fish, right? So I picked out an orange because I want an orange, but it's got a little bit of embossing and a little bit of pattern going on. And we're doing teal because I've hurt my blue crumbs a lot. So you also need a rotary cutter. You could use a add a quarter ruler. That's optional because you do have 1/4 inch marks on your regular ruler. And this is the regular ruler I'm going to be using. Tape is your friend. Oh my goodness, is tape your friend? I cannot tell you how many times tape has saved me. Oops, I should get the white out of here. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so we're going to make a fish. Now, what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to measure how big across that fish is. So if I cut a 2.5 inch piece off of this fabric, I will end up with this part is the body and this part is the tail, right? Which is, you know, kind of what we need. So this is kind of where we need to be with this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here. And I'm going to make sure it's a 1/4 inch past the largest point on both sides. There we go. And I'm going to make it a little bigger. That's fine. This now is too small, so I'm going to put it in the pet bed. So now I need a piece of teal that is going to look pretty reasonable. Now I got all sorts of stuff in here in this teal basket. So I'm just going to go, okay, this is what we're doing. So I'm just going to line it up. Now I'm lining it up on that line. I need to move it like a 1/4 inch above the line. So what I've done is my scoring, right, with my tracing wheel already. So I'm looking at my pattern from the back, and if you can see the bubbles, the little marks, right, that's kind of important. Now I'm going to place this right sides together, and I'm going to place it with the orange down, because orange is number 1, and I'm going to go a 1/4 inch up, like this way, and I'm going to make sure I've got good coverage on both sides, which I do, so under the needle it goes. Under the needle it goes. Oh, I gotta get this up first. Pull that out of the way. Now I start a 1/4 inch from where I want to start sewing, and I just knot it. I go up and down a few times, and I do the same on the other side. I go a 1/4 inch past. Now you make sure when you're doing foundation paper piecing, it's really important that you are shortening your stitch length and also sharp needle, right? Because I shorten my stitch length to 25 to 30 stitches per inch because I'm working on a 301A. But some, people need, it needs, the modern machines don't tell you how many stitches per inch, right? So I'm going to do, let's see, 3 is next. I'm just going to fold this. And because I've scored this task is really, really simple. Because then you just start, pulling and clipping, and I could also do 4 at the same time. That might speed this along a little bit. There we go. There. Yeah. These are, I've been doing these, and it's just like, oh yes, let's play around with this. So now we need to go digging in here to find a really cute teal color that will work in here. And I think this would work. It's probably big enough. Let's go bigger. Now I'm just going to leave it long, right? Because I have a triangle to cover, and I'm more than a 1/4 inch on either side, so I'm good. Let's go like this. So I'm sewing between 3 and 1 on this particular fish. There we go. And again, the stop and start, a 1/4 inch away. Okay, pull it apart. This is why I say doing more than one foundation paper piece at a time is a really good idea. Okay, so there's one. Now I'm just going to use this as a line to cut it. And there. Because I've covered 3, I'm going to also use it for 4. So I'm going to put it on 4, right? The same piece. I just trimmed it past. Crumbs, and you gotta, like, I think of crumbs and strings on the last legs. Now, unless it's a huge piece, I do not throw it out. I don't throw it out. I put it back, right? And especially if it's a good color, a bright, happy color, then it's not too mangled up and not been cut too short or whatever, then, I sew it on. Okay, so now this goes like this. Okay. Now, the next piece after 4 is 5. And I'm just going to have to trim this all off like so. Just to get it a little flatter. Hang on. Hang on, we'll be right there. There. Now, 5 and 6. I'm looking for a larger square. Actually, I'm looking for 2 larger squares. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to dig through, because that's more larger. Ooh, that would work. I bet you, oh, maybe not. Too small. Too small. And you want to avoid things like this, because it won't look right. So I need something big. No, none of this is going to work. Let's keep digging. Ooh. This would work. This would work. It's got some bigger pieces, and I can do quick like this, cut through like this on this fabric, just like so, and do this kind of a thing. And there we go. And now we're just going to cut that right up the middle. Now I've got 4 pieces around the edge that are going to be the same size. That's going to be perfect. So let's get 5 and 6 done. Okay. That's why I keep hand-sized pieces in my crumbs, because then it's like, well, I just throw them on, right? Okay, that's 5. Let's get this. Line the longest piece up to the corner, you know, because that's going to give you your best coverage, right? Okay. There we go. And you would press this out of the way, of course. And then you go 6. You pull all of this away. There we go. All the strings out of the way. They never look like anything until they're fully trimmed. Then they're just cute and adorable, right? But until then, they kind of look a little ratted out. So there, I want to put there the largest piece. Then, well, this, right. There we go. Now, there. There we go. Now I'm going to put the fish body on. Now I have it just large enough. Oh my goodness, just large enough. There. There we go. Now, so I've got a fish body that I got to trim up. Now the fish body looks like it's just a little short, and it might be, but I'm going to put 8 and 9 around it, so it'll be within the seam allowance. Oops. And there we go. And we're going to trim. Now that's a good piece I'm going to keep. There. And I'm going to do 9 right away because it's on the board and I can. Ugh. There we go. There. And I'm keeping that other orange piece because it's fun. Let's see. Now, 8 and 9 go on next. So here we go. Okay, now. And the last piece, push that out of the way and get all the string clipped because that just gets in the way. Just gets in the way. And then you kind of line up this point, the largest point, to the point here, right, to get the best coverage you can. And you slide that under. There. So if you had a fish person that loved fish, you know, you can make an entire quilt of this just out of your little bits and bobs. And use every color under the sun if you want. That would be perfect. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the stay stitching first. And I'm just going to go in, just run it within the seam allowance. There. There we go. And pivot with the needle down. That way you don't lose your spot. Yeah, I would make, this would be so cute as a all over quilt. And you just make your, you know, you put little sashing in between. You could have schools of fish or, you know, you could have a lot of fun with this one. This would be so cute. A lot of work, but it's so cute. And don't forget too, they're 3-inch finished for this pattern. But if you wanted to make a 6-inch block, just print your pattern at 200 and adjust your seam allowance. right? That would work. Let's get a real ruler, because a real ruler would be good. So I line up my 1/4 inch on the inside line, and then I trim, right? Because I want mine to be like 3.5 inches unfinished, right? So now I take that line again, there we go, and oops, get another one, there we go, and again, so here we go. So here's our little fish, and we'll get to our ta-da moment. So here's our adorable little fish. Isn't he just cute? He's just the cutest thing ever. And that African print I had with the orange and black, it just pops. It just pops off of this. So I thought, okay, this is going to be really good. Normally I wouldn't have teal all the same color around the outer edge, but I had it in my crowns, so it's fair game. Now, I asked my husband to print 10 copies of this, so I have something to do this afternoon. More sewing, but or this week, because I've got a couple of them. But yeah, it's this is just a fun, beginner-friendly one to do. And you saw how fast it came together, right? I mean, you know, I wasn't hiding anything here, and, you know, there was no magic happening or any other silliness. So this one was so much fun to come up with and share with you today. So I do hope you give it a try. I hope you have an absolutely amazing week ahead, and life is treating you very gently. So you guys stay well and take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and you know, your 1/4 inch is perfect, everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your lives, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.